Welcome everyone for another round of Scrap Mechanic. We are back here today at the trading station where I've already loaded up with 3 blueberry and 3 orange packs. I did a bunch of farming trying to get this going, but I went ahead and did 3 of each because I couldn't remember if it was 2 or 3, but I figured, you know, let's go for 3 instead of coming out here with 2, finding out it's not right. And which one did it take? Did it take anything? Oh, it took the lowest one. So it's like it just picks a random one to collect. Something useful like this. SPUD gun. Okay, so we can buy it. So at the least, I can do some shooting now. This is what I really want next. So I've already got one of those. Now I need to grow some bananas. So I get the mountable SPUD gun and start, or get some mountable SPUD guns. I wish it was more like you're buying the blueprint to make it yourself than having to buy each one. But we got that, and I can easily get potato ammo containers. It's really, I want to get this. So I need some bananas next. So with only 3 bananas planted, because that's all I had seeds for, I've already got unauthorized farming. So I haven't looked on the wiki or whatever people have posted, but I'm assuming that the plants have different levels to them. So, you know, I was doing like 8 with tomatoes and such and no problems. Then I went to oranges and I had to cut back a little bit to keep from getting the trigger on that. And now I'm getting a trigger with just 3 plants. So it seems like they have a different tier to some of them to make them more targetable. So if I clear the plant crops out, that should fix everything, because they don't care about the soil spots. They only care about the crops themselves, right? The one thing I want to try, this was a suggestion that I saw being made, that one way to protect against attacks on your farm is to build smaller farms that are a bit more spread out, so you don't end up with them being detected so readily. So the fact that it's got the little marker over there makes me think, yeah, possibly we could do that sort of thing right here. So we're going to try that. Actually, I need some potato seeds going too, because now I need ammo, and I'm still building right next to water, so I can just do this. Yes, I could go and make an automatic watering system and everything like that, but the amount of time I would spend on the watering system when I can just do that, not worth it right now. And here we go. Final countdown. And no attacks. So with the countdown expiring, is it going to reset because I still have farms? Oh, there they go. So they wait and spawn in right then. That's weird, because I've had it where I've come back and they had spawned in not at the time frame that they were supposed to spawn in. So spread out farms, at least in this case, spreading them out just meant I had more places to defend rather than having one central farm to defend. And I'm sure you can make it work if you scaled back the farms, made them smaller, like if I did like 3 crops on each one, but then you're doing so many small spread out farms that it's really not going to help that much. So one thing that showed me is with this, they spawned right at the countdown ending, but I know I've seen it where I've come back and there's been a group of them there, my crops destroyed with the countdown still going. So I kind of want to keep tabs on it, see if it maybe is like a 12-hour cycle. So at the 12-hour mark, it triggers one group of bots, and then another one at another hour. Or maybe it's based around the quality of the crops, is how often they spawn. But it also shows that they're not just wandering in. It's not that they are signaled necessarily to come from somewhere else, because I was watching and I saw them pop right into existence right there by the crops. So there's a trigger for it, which means it's not like I could go build out there on that island, on the rock, or on that island area and say, oh yeah, because of this, I'm outside the range where they would spawn, or they can't spawn, hopefully, in water, which is one of the things I've seen people say is if you could build with enough proximity to water, they can't spawn there, but they spawned right next to it, one of them did. So I don't see that being a valid method anymore. So I'm going to let this go, but we're going to try out some other methods today, see what I can find that is usable and hopefully cost effective. I've built a small barrier around this one just in case, and I still don't have a countdown on this. So it's either this one's getting lumped in as part of this one, which means there should be some that spawn right here near it, or this was triggered as a result of having 8 plots, even though only 4 were planted. So I am assuming if they just all swarm this one and don't attack this one, or especially those little ones, then that's probably what it was, is the number of plots I had, even though I only had 4 plants. But if they attack both of these, I'm going to assume that it's only showing that number because these are being counted as part of the same farming set. Oh, one of the plants has just grown. So I can at least get that one. Oh, come on, grow. You got only seconds. Come on. Grow to full. And we're about to find out what counts as part. Oh, there we go. So I don't even have to worry about it. Look at that. All right, so they spawned over there. Are they coming? Yep, they are coming here. Okay. Oh, and there's one. Oh, he is going for these crops. Okay, so it's a matter of what crops are attackable. Where are you going? They're like, we don't know where the farms are. We don't know. We just wander around. So it has finally triggered again for the middle of this one and this one, which I decided I was going to move these over here and see if this might work. So this distance from here to here is close enough for it to trigger this whole thing as a farm around this. So I'm going to let these finish growing because I know I've got 18 minutes and counting. So it's not quite time yet, but I have an opportunity here to see how this works against him. Oh, look, he's backing up from the saw blades. Saw blades work. And not only did it destroy him, but he actually was backing away from it. Like, he's like, oh man, that's gonna hurt. So this will be a good test. We'll see if they are genuinely afraid enough to not even approach, or if they just kind of cautiously walk up to it and then say, oh, this isn't that bad. We are approaching yet another countdown end, and I've decided I'm going to sit up here in my little perch because the first attack, one of the bots spawned right on top of the farm pretty much. The last attack, they all spawned pretty far away, so I'm wondering if it's less of a factor of where the farm is and more of a factor of where you, the player, are. And, oh, there's one. Okay, so he spawned close. That one there. They're not attacking my building, not attacking my structure. Oh, yeah, look. He's like, oh, he's dancing. Ha ha! Well, that one's like, oh, I don't know what to do. And yeah, they're dancing. All right, robot dance party. Oh, wait, no, they are attacking. We have once again got unauthorized farming just before 5 a.m. And it is triggering between this point, which I put 4 banana plants, so it makes sense. And then 4 potato plants here. So you see I'm getting right in the middle. So it is not counting this one, even though we know that one's kind of close enough proximity for this one to also count. And I have some more banana plants over here that are not triggering it. So 2 banana plants seem to be okay. While I wait for the next countdown to end, let's see if I can get Mr. Walk here. Hey, yeah, come here. Come on. I want to see if you will come up here and sit up here and eat a few pieces of corn. So I could, yes, guys, right, go on in there, buddy. I'm going to take you with me, give you a new home. I think doing this, I'm going to be charged for stealing cattle because he's branded already. And that's not my branding. He also seems to be having problems with being transported. Ah! It's like, this is not right. So the stupid wonk did not use his seatbelt and he died. I mean, it probably says something about my driving in the game, but I'm going to say it was just his carelessness because he didn't bother wearing his seatbelt. So we're on a countdown again, and I now have 6 blades on this one. You see, I've just got some bananas picked up, and these were all planted like immediately after the last attack. So it was very close to, without using fertilizer 24 hours, I am going to leave 1 banana plant there. That way it's kind of in the middle of the blades, and I'm hoping these will all pop very quickly. We're going to see what happens with this one. This time, because 6 blades, that's pretty much covering every bit of it. And they shouldn't be able to get to it if they're afraid. There we go. All right, we got some there. We got some there. Okay. Coming along. All right. We're going to take these out because I want potatoes. Pray for my bananas. Where are they at? Okay, where are they attacking? Where are they going? Are they like, hey, let's meet up? So they got like a path they're taking. Okay. Can they actually get to it? Oh yeah, he did. He got in. He's like, well, I'm not so worried about these. So that did not work. That means now is a question of, do I have to have them overlapping that much, or is it just I need to have the blades turned on? 4 banana plants on their own off to the side triggered a countdown. 2 banana plants over here did not trigger a countdown. So it's definitely a matter of not so much quantity, but a combination of quantity and quality. Like each one's a certain point value, and once you go above a certain number of points, it triggers an attack. So we're going to wait for that one. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and work on a floatable structure. And the problem I'm running into is this just won't let me place it on the side. So let's see if I think I can guesstimate this. Go! Move into the water. All right, it's floating, I think. No, it's still kind of grounded a little bit. There we go. Ugh! Am I sinking? No, not sinking. It's just not buoyant in that, like, it's not moving up and down like I think it would. It's like this is a solid surface, but it can float in the solid surface. One more attack left before I go ahead and call it an end, so we're going to see what happens. I have already cleared the far 2 banana plants. You see I still have these, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually let them spawn in, which we know they're not spawning right on top if I am within close proximity to it. And there they go. So now, let's see if I harvest. Oh, we've got 1, 2, 3, at least 3. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, you don't. What? Why are you attacking my vehicle? Like, it's... What? Why is he suddenly attacking my vehicle? Okay, and I finally used the gun for the attack, and that, yeah, that's just not working very well. Okay, so seriously, why? The other ones have all come over here in this area and done nothing to my vehicle, and this one was coming here, and he was attacking the suspension. He was going to break my vehicle. And my unauthorized farming has been detected again. It's early morning, and we've got this one and this one being detected. I've decided to forego these spots this time and go back to my original little farming area over here. And here I have 6 plants, 2 tomato, 2 carrot, and 2 beet ones. And that's not triggered. So yeah, it goes back to there's a value for each plant, and once you go above a certain value, it triggers the attack. Whether those are still planted or not doesn't matter at the end. So the strategy I'm going to use right now, because the blades kind of defend against them, they're a little scared of them, but they somehow still manage to push each other in. So one of them will get pushed in and ignore the blades. They're like, oh, these aren't hurting me, so I'll destroy the crops. If you want to use blades, definitely make sure you have a way to power them and just turn it on as a defensive perimeter. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plant right after the attack. As soon as the attack is over, plant immediately. Go ahead, get them watered. So keep them fairly close together like this. And that way, by the time the next attack occurs, as long as I am staying in the area, I can collect everything before the attack either activates or before the robots get here, meaning that my crops will be safe. That does limit me and I have to stay in the area, but if right now I'm focusing on farming, then that's perfectly fine. I can do that. Bonus, while I was waiting, I decided to upgrade the vehicle and make a paddle boat. So I have paddles on each side, which totally works in terms of it actually spins in sequence and just keeps spinning, but it's not moving. There's no momentum. So either it's too slow, meaning I have to like max this thing out to get maximum speed, or there's no interaction with the water in terms of the blocks causing you to move through the water. There's no paddling effect. So I don't think I'm going to waste time and resources maxing this out. I'm just going to throw some rocket thrusters on this. So that is it for this episode of Scrap Mechanic. Learned a bit about farming, learned why some of my previous farming was no problem, and then moving into the oranges and blueberries, I started having some problems being attacked more. So I know what to do now. I've got a good bearing, but I still want to test out other aspects to it, and we'll do that in another episode. But for now, that's it. So if you enjoyed the episode, if you learned something, hit that like button. Leave me a comment below if you have any suggestions for defense methods that I didn't cover, beyond, of course, the obvious bot crusher method, and hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I'll see you in the next video.